games in the regular season with Tom Brady, and they're headed to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2002. So, Marcellus, let's get into this debate. Not the GOAT debate, but a debate of value. Who's more valuable to their team, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady?
Oh, of course it's Tom Brady. Let's keep this simple. Let's start here. Which team was worse before the quarterback got there? Which one? You know the question. You know the question. Oh, you gonna do this? You gonna leave me hanging? Okay, I'll answer it. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. Okay, so if you're starting from a worse starting point, who had the greater impact? Who had the greater difference? Who's more valuable to their situation? Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. Now, we could go wins and losses, and that's an easy argument. I hope you want to go down that on your lap, because then I'll destroy that. But let's talk about this. What you can't necessarily see, the things that matter most, which is confidence, which is belief, which is everything that Tom Brady's been able to do in terms of what this organization looked like before him and what they look like right now. We're not even going to talk about ticket sales and fandom and how people are just clamoring to this team and jersey sales. Let's just talk about how the players are playing better, not necessarily in numbers. Not talking about individual performances, collectively playing better. That's what Tom Brady brings to this situation. Tom Brady goes to a situation which is simple. They had a head coach that was up and down in terms of success. At least that's what Acho tells me all the other times. He had 3 winning seasons, 3 non-winning seasons. He goes to a situation where you look at them, they had good receivers, but those receivers never been in the playoffs before, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He goes to a team that 2 of the last 3 years, the defense was ranked, in the bottom 3. 29th and 31st. Then they got a little better, but then they got a lot better because Tom Brady made all these guys understand how to play the game and, more importantly, to believe in themselves as they play the game. So it's kind of simple. I can take shots at Patrick Mahomes, but I'm waiting for the other side before I hear it.
Marcellus, it's actually, you overcomplicated such a simple matter. I don't fault you. You went to Columbia. You're smart. But sometimes you're a little too smart for yourself, for your own good.
Let's go.
Patrick Mahomes is more valuable because the Chiefs' success is contingent upon Patrick Mahomes' success.
Is it?
It absolutely
Not
is.
Andy Reid?
It's contingent upon Patrick Mahomes' success. Think about Tom Brady, Sal. Tom Brady has had 3 consecutive games in the playoffs with a completion percentage below 56%. Like, that is terrible. And if you want to know just how bad it is, look at the context of the other quarterbacks in the last 3 seasons to do so. Tom Brady, a man, your boy, Trent Dilfer, and another man, Joe Flacco. Those are the 3 quarterbacks over the last 30 years with consecutive games, completion percentage under 56%. If Tom Brady's name was, call him Baker Mayfield, we'd be saying Tom Brady's getting carried to this Super Bowl. But because his name is Tom Brady, we're talking about how he is galvanizing and carrying his team to the Super Bowl. We're letting our feelings get in the way of the facts. The last thing, because I'll give you a number here. Chiefs offense, #1 in the NFL. Their defense, number 16 in the NFL. Bucs offense, number 7 in the NFL. Their defense, number 6 in the NFL. So even if you want to get away from everything else, besides the fact that the Chiefs team is predicated upon their offensive success, the Buccaneers team is predicated upon their collective success. That's really all you got to get to, big dog. Chiefs go as the offense go. Offense goes as Mahomes go. Bucs, they go is everybody go.
You ever been in Kansas City? I have. Many a times played there. You played there, obviously. No?
Nah, never in Kansas City.
You never played at Arrowhead? You have not played in the NFL yet. Like, dog.
What about Seattle?
Man, I was about to say, shout out to the 12th man, but I don't know how many men they got in KC. 13, 14, 15. It's too damn loud. Oh, God. KC is the best place to play. I digress. But I go there a lot, and I hear this song. We built this city. And then, you know, everybody think they know the lyrics. We built this city on Andy Reid. You know why they built this city on Andy Reid? Because let's talk about the 3 years before Patrick Mahomes got there. Everybody want to act like Patrick Mahomes did all this. No, Patrick Mahomes landed on 3rd base and thought he hit a triple. That's who Patrick Mahomes is. Good for you for bringing it home. But damn it, this thing was already built. You go to one of the greatest head coaches in NFL history. 5th most wins in NFL history, that same head coach, who has a tight end who's on one of the greatest 5-year stretches in the history at that position, and Travis Kelce. Also to the greatest deep threat, yes, I'm going to say it, the NFL has ever seen. You want to know why? Because in his 5 years, he has more 50-yard touchdowns than even Randy Moss. Tyreek Hill, who I'm talking about. Oh, Patrick Mahomes landed on 3rd base, dog. Let's talk about how they were winning before he even got there. 12 wins, 11 wins, 11 wins, 10 wins. 4 out of 5 years they were in the playoffs that close. Like I told you yesterday, Andy Reid built that foundation. And the only difference, the only bump you're seeing is the difference between Alex Smith, who is a good quarterback, and Patrick Mahomes, who's out of this world. But, bruh, he didn't round the bases. He started off on third base because Andy Reid was in the building doing the same thing he did in Philadelphia, replicating that in KC.
But here's what we know, big dog.
Come on,
Andy Reid had runners on third base year after year after. Could nobody get home?
But nobody's Patrick Mahomes. Nobody's Patrick Mahomes.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Who's more valuable?
No.
Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes finally got Andy Reid what Andy Reid couldn't get by himself.
Boom. He's more valuable to Andy Reid than Donovan McNabb and Alex Smith. But in this conversation, there was another team. Let's talk about them. They didn't make the playoffs in the 3 seasons before Tom Brady got there in Tampa Bay. Matter of fact, they have the most losses of any franchise in NFL history. Oh, you thought that's bad? How about this? The most losses of any franchise in all major sports. That's where Tom Brady went to. He went to a place like you went to. You said you was in the hood, right? You said you saw some lawns that didn't have grass, right? You saw dirt and rocks and weeds. That's where Tom Brady went. Patrick Mahomes, dog, you in Beverly Hills talking about how nice it is. We get it, bruh. And then all you did was whoop out a whip that somebody else already had for you. It's a difference in the gap, the disparity of improvement in Tampa.
I respect
and
that.
KC.
I respect
You
that.
have to.
But here's what I will also say. We can't act as though every landmark is created equal.
Okay.
Meaning, getting to the playoffs is not the same as winning a playoff game, which is not the same as winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
See, winning the Super Bowl is... You ever watch Family Feud?
I do.
Great. I love Family Feud. Shout out
Richard
Steve Harvey.
Dawson.
Richard Dawson, not Steve Harvey?
Well, I mean, the OG, though. You gotta
I'm
respect
going new school.
Okay.
Family Feud. You can win the first round. You can win the second round.
Okay.
But that third round is triple money. So if you win that third round, it actually trumps what occurs in that first and second round. Don't brag to me about what you did in the first and second rounds of Family Feud. All that matters is what you do in that third round of Family Feud. Because in that third round is what gets you to that big money round when you can win that 10 or 25,000.
Yeah.
So I understand Andy Reid, he won the first round. Andy Reid, he won the second round. Even Tom Brady this year, he's won the first round. He's won the second round. But now we're talking about that triple money round. Now we're talking about that third round. Don't create all rounds equal, Sal, because you know they not.
Dog, I just told you a franchise and a team that has the most losses of any franchise that plays sports versus KC that had the third best winning percentage in the NFL over the 3 years before Patrick Mahomes even showed up. Patriots, Steelers, KC. And that's where he landed. Huh? And you trying to act like he has the most value over somebody that went to somewhere that was at the bottom. Literally at the bottom. There's a huge difference. Dog, I'm from the bottom, so trust me. You ain't gonna sit there and tell me somebody else, well, I'm third generation Columbia, and someone say, well, who had a harder climb? Me, I'm over here, right? And it's okay. We got to the same place, but in a different way. Tom Brady is doing this in year one with no continuity. Let's stay in Family Feud since you got a lot of free time, obviously, to be watching Family Feud all the time. I've seen reunion shows when they come back. See, what you don't understand is, I don't know if Patrick Mahomes really killed it on the first episode he was on, but they brought him back. And when they brought him back, he felt more comfortable. He felt better. You know why? Because one, this ain't his first go-around. Two, Andy Reid, that's your partner right there, dog. You got Andy Reid. You are this close to success. When you have Bruce Arians being real, that's not the same starting point. You gotta.
That's fair. I will give you that.
Come on,
but
man.
let's personalize things. Let's get uncomfortable in these chairs. Okay. If you yield the same output, right? Say it, Fox, if 2 shows yield the same output, sell the same amount of commercials, do the same thing as far as yielding the same output, then the person who has to do more is more valuable. 2 shows yielding the same output, the show that's longer is more valuable. If you and I are doing the same show, if you're in 6 of the 8 segments and I'm only in 2 of the 8 segments, then you're more valuable to the show. If a show is longer than our show and we yield the same output, they're more valuable to the network. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes have yielded the same output, a Super Bowl appearance right now.
Yeah,
yielded the same output. But Patrick Mahomes has done more to get them to that Super Bowl based upon the numbers. Patrick Mahomes is doing more while yielding the same output. Therefore, he's more valuable.
I don't see it that way, even though I like what you're setting up. I like the construction of it, because last year, this same offense that was #1 in yardage, #3 in points, Tampa Bay, they had a guy that was giving you output. And people were like, yeah, you were outputting to my house, to the neighbor's house, to the opponent's house. Like everybody was getting some of that output. But then Tom Brady cleaned all that up. Versus Patrick Mahomes, tremendous. You're a Super Bowl champion and you're repeating. But God, you're starting from a high. You know it's...
The Buccaneers team is predicated upon their collective success. That's really all you got to get to, big dog. Chiefs go as the offense go. Offense goes as Mahomes go. Bucs, they go is everybody go.
You ever been in Kansas City? I have. Many a times played there. You played there, obviously. No?
Nah, never in Kansas City.
You never played at Arrowhead? You have not played in the NFL yet. Like, dog.
What about Seattle?
Man, I was about to say, shout out to the 12th man, but I don't